Hello there. My name is Valentine, a spy for His Majesty's Secret Service. But now you know. Do I have to kill you? It was a cold night in Vienna. My warm breath turned into miniature clouds as I approached the esteemed State Opera House. My long overcoat is blown open, exposing my perfectly tailored tuxedo beneath. As I was stood outside the opera house, it was hard to not appreciate the artistry on display, and the opera hadn't even started. I walked inside and handed my ticket to an usher, and stepped inside. Discreetly, I approached one of the security doors, meant for top-level staff only. A subtle nod from an usher told me everything was in place, and the door opened immediately. The agency was good. Really good. I made my way to the maintenance shaft and climbed up a rusty ladder. A moment or two later, I stepped out onto the gantry above the opera. The lights beneath my feet pointed directly at the stage, and I had a prime view of the entire venue. To those below, I would be all but invisible. It was a shame then that I wasn't here to watch the show. For some time now, this opera house has been used as a criminal front. As ordinary people would enjoy the melodious singing, so too would criminal masterminds enjoy the thrill of a bidding war for the deepest of state secrets. Missile silo locations, weapon designs, nuclear launch codes. The list goes on. Ah, at last, the show is starting. I settled into position as the singer's gentle voice cascaded over the audience. The fat conductor walked proudly onto the stage. I wonder how much they had bought him for. Nonetheless, he was but a small fish, and therefore beneath my notice. Because I was hunting bigger game, and the war was about to begin. I scanned the crowd and began to notice a pattern. At certain moments, individuals in the crowd would produce a coloured handkerchief. A red one here, a blue one there. But what could they mean? The men and women flaunting the handkerchiefs were of all ethnicities and nationalities. I brought out my micro camera and began taking photographs. They were immediately uploaded straight to the agency, but only a few of these individuals were known to them. Interesting. Finds such as these were both unsettling and rewarding. Not knowing who your enemies were always put you at a disadvantage. But with these photographs, that wouldn't last long. A thought came into my head that I, myself, know very little about the agency too, but I shunted that aside. Something to think about another time. A haughty woman with a mole on her cheek laughed graciously as she waved her light blue handkerchief with practiced motion. An old man with a bushy mustache coughed and raised a red handkerchief to his mouth. Both were signals, but what did they mean? And then, my Chrono hit. My special ability to see the ghosts of the past and the future. An unreality unfolded before me as I saw the mirage play out. The old man was shouting at someone. He was angry, but not because of money, but because of reputation? The haughty woman tore off her mole and wig, a clever disguise. Beneath, she was much younger, and her sharp eyes cut through me. Was it the past, or was it the future? Suddenly, the old man was slumped at his desk, blood seeping through his chest. He heaved his last breaths and passed away, but an air of frustration lingered. The young woman held a gun to my head. A flash! A ringing of ears, and then nothing. I snapped out of the Chrono and gripped the gantry for support. My palms were slick and my mind reeled as I tried to resolve the images into some sort of coherent story. I rocked in place and came to one knee, holding my head. I locked eyes with the conductor, and I saw the truth of it all. His nervous twitching and the clutching of the sheet music. As the opera progressed, at the end of every scene, a new bid would begin. The coloured handkerchiefs represented the interest of the buyer. Blue signaled disinterest, and red meant all in. What was the old man buying though, and who was the seller? The chrono hit again, and I saw the conductor speaking with the broker of secrets. The broker wore a long white coat with a white suit, accented with a deep purple shirt and a black tie. He wore rounded glasses and kept his face hidden. He carried a briefcase but never opened it. He placed it on the table with a satisfying thud. The conductor didn't respect this man, he feared him. I forcibly broke the hold the chrono had over me and found myself teetering over the edge of the gantry. I righted myself and pulled out my micro telescope and scanned all of the booths for this mysterious man named the broker. But such a man wouldn't sit with the wider public. There he is! Surrounded by a gluttony of beautiful women, smoking a cigar. He had a gang of large men behind him, and I could tell from the subtle bulges in their jackets that they were heavily armed and... Light shined in my eyes, and as I adjusted, I saw several armed guards pointing their guns at me on the gantry. I glanced back at the booth where the broker was, but he had vanished. I had failed to take a picture of him. Regroup. Focus. I can still catch him. Turn around! As I did, I threw a mini flashbang. I hurriedly untied one of the ropes holding a light in place and leapt over the edge of the gantry. I aimed for the broker's booth and made a perfect landing, and straightened my bow tie. I rushed through the booth's door into an empty hallway. The lush carpet beneath my feet betrayed no sounds. Left? Right? But which way did he go? A brief mirage of the broker passed by my right-hand side, and I set off after his ghost. It's game time.